Hello, how y'all doing this morning? I have this PX9 Cummins ISL, same difference, and we put an injector in number four. What we found was that it was installed incorrectly, but customer opted to replace the injector as well. So we did that. So the truck is complete, whatever. But we decided we wanted to do some testing because we had a turbo that decided they wanted to give up on us. So it started leaking. So customers working on getting us a turbo so we can get put on. So I took some captures on the fuel injectors and with the scope and along with the with Cummins Insight. So I wanted to go over that with you. So I'm going to start with this one here. Uh, with Cummins Insight, I was performing a fuel leakage test. So you know how we're gonna, it's gonna bring up the fuel raw pressure, and this one went up to almost 29,000 psi. And you would monitor the fuel return and measure it and what have you. So I was sync to injector number one, and I was at the fuel raw pressure sensor while it was over pressure, while it was pressurizing. So on this one here, I wanted to show you. Four is the one that we replaced. So if you look at four and you look at six, I mean they're looking pretty good, but mostly the peak. I don't know if you can see the peak. But see how this one doesn't have that peak. This one has a little bit. This one don't, and then this one don't. So this is 1, 5, 3, 6, 2, 4, and then we're back at 1. So you see that four is low, and then like I said, look at the peaks. So these solenoids on these injectors are not closing off like they should. They're not sealing off like they should. They would, if they did, it would have this real peak. I mean, it shut it off and then it slammed it shut, and then that's it. So this is the fuel leakage test. Well, all these tests were done while I was doing a fuel leakage test. So this is the fuel raw pressure sensor. So I'm looking at, number one is not so good. Number five, three, well, and then 1, 5, 3, 6, 2, and of course 4. 4 and 6 is our good ones. So let me show you the other ones. And this one here, I had a vibration sensor at the fuel line, and I was actually synced to number 6. So your line up here, this would be 6 right here. So the line might be a little bit bigger because that's the one I was actually synced to. But it's picking up all of the injectors, right, on the vibration. 4 is the one that we did. But if you look at 4, you see how much cleaner that looks? I mean, it's because the injector, it opened, and then it closes, solenoid closes, and then we have the fluctuation in fuel pressure. See how we don't have that so much there? It's a little bit better on number 6. So remember, 4 and 6 were our better ones, and then we have what's that? 3, no, 1, yeah, 1, 5, 1, 5, 3. So 3, we got some fluctuation, not so much. 5, not so much, and 1 is almost, it's hard to even see it. So again, it goes back to what we saw, that we had 4 and 6 injectors were looking pretty good, and then we had 1, 5, 3, and 2 that weren't so good. So this is starting to confirm that our injectors are not necessarily working really good, but this is a high fuel pressure, right? So here we have the NOx sensor. I installed a NOx sensor on here so I can see the engine, the cylinders. So basically this is combustion. We don't have high knock. We don't have that knock, that real loud knock anymore. So that would be number 4. So again, we're 1, 5, 3, 6, 2, 4. This one we have a knock. We have a little bit of a knock on number 5. So I'm starting to believe that, with the other captures, that we're leaking fuel, into the cylinder on number 5, and that's why ours was a little bit lower on number 5, right? And hold on a second, let me see if I can do this. Well, it's kind of hard to do it. So if I were to measure these, let me hold on a second. So see number 4, I got it marked, that dotted line. Well, I mean, that's pretty much peak, and then it starts falling off, and it, you know, if you see your combustion, it's a lot cleaner, you know, right there in number 4. Well, this is a new injector, okay, so that's a lot cleaner. So we're gonna go with that one. Let me show you some of the other ones. So that would be number 2. That would be number 2. You see how it's starting to happen behind? It's actually happening a little bit later than it was on number 4. And then we'll look at these other ones. 1, 5, 3, 6. So 6 is a little bit more like 4. You see? It's almost in the center. It's still happening a little bit late, but it's a little bit more in the center. And let me get the other one. Then we got that one there. It's happening a little bit late as well. And that's at number 5. And it's happening a little bit late. And number 1, well, it's almost not even there. Now this one here, this is while I was doing the injector performance test, you know, and if you guys have ever done it with Cummins Insight, you know, it throttles up, high RPMs, and it's up and down, and whatever. So that's what's going on here. But I wanted to show you on number 5, look how much lower it is compared to the rest, right? Remember, number 4 is our better one, right? But number 5 is lower. So that fuel pressure has to go, and this is a fuel pressure, so that fuel pressure has to go somewhere. Where is it going? And it's basically confirming to me that number 5 is leaking into the cylinder a little bit, so it's got a little bit of a knock to it. And it's also confirming to me that the solenoid is not sealing like it should. So we're back to the leakage test with the high fuel rail pressure and idling. So again, you can see how 4 is much lower, and then look at how it almost squares off at the top. Almost squares off at the top. That one's got a little bit of a peak. That one's got a peak. That one squares off at the top, and of course that one's got the peak. All right, so this is 4, this is 6, this is 2, this is 3, this is 5, and this is 1. So if you go back to the waveform, you'll see that we confirmed that, you know, those are worn cylinders. Now if I show you, and I don't have it right now, but I will go over it, you know, I'll make another video on it. But if I show you the injector performance test, you'll see that it all passed. On Cummins Insight, it all passed. But if you look at it through here, yeah, it does pass, but it's not correct. So you know, this to me is important. I think it's cool as hell. I really do. I just think it's cool that you can do this. So I mean, because you wouldn't know it how would we know this? I mean, with Cummins Insight, everything is good. And it's not, right? So we're going to have rich conditions, which means you're going to have excessive soot. So you guys with the after treatment systems, this is part of the problem. I'll keep saying this over and over. This is where the problem is starting, right? Even the trucks that don't have the after treatment system, you still having problems like this. This is just a problem, right? But you know, you would take into consideration intake waveforms. You would look at your camshaft lobes and what have you. All this you need to take into consideration, but in this case, it's not the camshaft lobes, it's the injectors, right? And they're worn. They're not bad. I mean, they're going on their way out, but they're not. I mean, they are working, so it's not that they need to be replaced today. But as you can see, they're worn, right? And they do need replacement. And we can kind of confirm it with the different tests that we did. I hope you enjoyed the video. I appreciate you watching.